got new shows every Sunday.
And the ramblings with Rob.
Here we go.
What up, everybody? This your boy B-Rob, and I'm back with another edition of the Random Rambles with Rob podcast. First and foremost, I'd like to thank you, the listener, for coming back each and every week, or however you listen to podcasts. If you're a first-time listener, I'd like to thank you oh so much for giving my show a try. And if anybody recommended you to me, I would like for you to lean over and give that person a crisp high five. But if you're socially, I'm sorry for all the pauses. I'm eating the Three Musketeers right now. All this nougat and chocolate. It's all up in there. But you don't want to slap hands with nobody. Go ahead and send them a DM in your favorite social media app of choice. And tell them thank you for recommending you to me. And you can find the Random Ramblings with Rob on various social media platforms, to include Twitter at 3R Show, Instagram at The 3R Show, YouTube, look for 3R Show, and all the other places you can find on randomrob.com. Randomrob.com, where you also find the sponsor, Hooks, Rubs, and Spices, to where you can get 15% off your order on these fantabulous spices for all your everyday foods. And you'll get that 15% off if you use promo code RANDOM at hooksrub.com. Go to hooksrub.com and get that 15% off using promo code RANDOM. So here we are in the late evenings of a Sunday. I'm thinking to myself now that the show should just be coming out on Mondays now, because I find myself overcumbered, if that's the right word or phrasing, on the weekends now, seeing that me and the kid has taken up our own little mini series. We're watching all the Batman cinematic movies. Maybe explore the animated films later on down the line. But right now we're just hitting, the Michael Keatons, the Val Kilmers, the George Clooney's, Christian Bale. We already seen The Batman, and which kind of inspired me and got me into this mode of watching these films with the kid, because the kid has never seen all these, and I do air quotes to some people, classic films. So right before I walked in here to record this, we just finished Batman Returns. We already did a recording for Batman, the 1989 classic. Batman Returns is the sequel to said classic. And yeah, she enjoyed it. But since we are doing a podcast, she is taking notes. I have allowed her to do such. But I find at times she gets way into her notes, and she misses some of the funny things or little quirky things about these films. So maybe at some point we'll go back and watch them again. I initially pitched that from the get-go to her, that like maybe we should watch it twice. Once so you can take notes, and once again so you can kind of just take it in without any distractions. But, you saying that to an 11-year-old who has a sudden fascination with all things retro and handheld gaming and just video games in general and whatnot. So that's been a new thing, a new hobby for her. She most recently purchased an Game Boy Color, so she can experience the nostalgia of holding a classic console or handheld in her hands. So we've been going through the whole rigmarole of that. It's just like, why you want to pay all this money for that? But hey, it is what it is. The child earns her money, so she should be able to spend it on whatever she decides to spend it on. But I try to advise her on her investments. But anyway, same old thing. Still doing some work, still working more. I just came off a couple of night shifts and everything in my daytime job or whatever, because I consider this my alternate persona. This is my identity. This is my Batman, doing the podcast shit. So yeah, I finished fighting crime during the day, and here I am doing the pods at night, getting down in the low down, deep and dirty and everything. but it's been a cool experience going back and watching these films with the kid. Like I said, I wish there weren't so many attachments, like strings to it or whatever, to where like, you know, I don't want her attention divided. I want her to watch it because like I look over, because we just finished watching Batman Returns, like I said, and there was the scene in there where you pull out the Batarang with the remote control on it to target the people and whatnot. And he programmed it to go around and knock all the people out. Then the dog jumped up and grabbed it and everything. She missed that whole scene to where she had her head down in a tablet typing her notes about what she seen a couple seconds beforehand. So just little things like that kind of had me like, oh, you missed it. And I ain't want to keep rewinding it because I got other shit to do this evening. You know, I'm recording this for you all. And then we have a Patreon special that we're going to do on Doctor Strange again, which y'all have heard my thoughts this past episode with Rito, and we talked about it and everything. But the guys of RBR, we all going to get together and we're going to talk about Doctor Strange for Patreon. So if you want the free version, you can go back to last week's episode with me. And if you want the Patreon exclusive with the whole cast of the Fatal Four for RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk, you can head on over to patreon.com/RBR Wrestling. And you can enjoy that along with plenty of other content. And if you're wondering where you can listen to me and the child speak about all these Batman films and everything, that's where it is. It's exclusive for the RBR Patreon and everything. We're just trying to keep that stockpiled over there for the people who can contribute, which I humbly and thoroughly appreciate. Everybody that contributes to RBR Weekly Wrestling Talk. You get to hear us live for free every week on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. Central as we just kind of go through the week previous and currently of professional wrestling and just kind of give how we feel about the things. A lot of it is a bitch fest. I'm not going to lie. It is a bitch fest, a complaint compartment to, you know, mainly WWE, but, you know, we watch I watch Impact and they watch AEW and everything. So we have thoughts and complaints about that as well on a different scale to we have of WWE. But shit, man, I tell you, I'm more of a positive, upbeat person. But man, I be getting hit with those negativity rays as it pertains to professional wrestling, and I'm just like, wow. I mean, why are we talking like this? Why is it all anger? Tell me what you did like about it. You know, that's what I'm more so into. You know, that was a thing about what wrestling is trash is about. You know, we'll complain about some things. That's a given. You know, anybody that has a platform for podcasting, regardless of what the topic is, there's going to be some complaints. There's going to be some bitches and some moans and everything like that. But I think you should have more positives than you do negatives and whatnot. But I mean, it is what it is. I'm still enjoying this podcasting thing, whatever. I'm enjoying introducing my child to some classic cinema. And not too long from now, October will be upon us again. I know we're a couple months out. You know, it's only May and everything. So we got plenty of time between here and October, with like 5 months or something like that. But still, there's so many classic horror, scary, and, you know, just films that we still have yet to show the young child and everything. So we got to compile that list and get ready for it and everything. We had the Shudder app, but nobody uses that shit, you know. And I only got it the one time because there was a series on there called I think Black Noir or something like that. It was pretty much the history of black people depicted or contributing to the horror film genre and things like that. And I really wanted to see that, so I signed up for the free trial. And you know how that goes. You know, you sign up for the 7-day trial. You know, you got to put your credit card information in there. And if you don't cancel before the 7-day trial is up, they're going to hit your card up. And then you're stuck with it and you're going to forget and everything until months and months later, you're like, oh shit, I'm still paying for this. And then you know how it go. You know how the game go. But what happened to me is, since I had no intention of going beyond the 7-day trial, I fucking did the annual subscription of $69 for the whole year. And 69. Oh yeah. But they got me. So I paid for a whole year, and a whole year had since passed, and I was like, I had not, that I could recall in a calendar year, used the Shudder service. I don't think my wife has either. I mean, she has a sect of things that she watches. She likes scary movies, but I have not yet to walk in on her watching any of the Shudder app films or shows or series or anything like that. So when the year was finally concluding, I was going to hit the cancel button. But once again, I forgot. In the account that I had that it was linked to or whatever, because, I just put like the dummy account in there, the one that I don't put too much funds in often and whatnot. So it was empty pretty much. And then damn, I seen the statement. It was like, oh, we tried to charge, but you had insufficient funds. I was like, there it is. I fucking forgot. So I went in and I canceled it and everything. So got paid, put a little cash in there. And then I checked the account later on. They charged me anyway after I done canceled it. I guess it's probably like an automated thing or whatever. Since they tried before and they couldn't get it, it was going to try again. So I went through. I made sure my shit was canceled. And then I called. Well, I didn't call. I got customer service on the line on email for Shudder, and they refunded me and everything. Shit, hell, they was going to even give me a discounted rate for a year of, I think they was going to give me a 50% price cut for a whole year of service. If I would have decided to stay, they was going to refund me half of my money back. But I was like, nah, player. I just don't use it. But they did still, in spite of me still wanting my full refund, they still gave me a free month on top of that for the inconvenience. I was like, oh, that's bomb. So Shudder is cool people. If you want to, freaking tickle your horror funny bone and all that stuff, or your horror bone. I don't know if there's anything funny about that for you. Hit up Shudder. Use promo code I don't have one. And you can get some time and whatnot. So yeah. Also, on top of all things lately, thanks to Noah, one of our hosts over there at RBR, I've been deep diving into comics. Well, I wouldn't say deep diving, just some recent stories that have been intriguing me. So, I've been on the Batman kick, like I said, with the movies and everything. But after seeing The Batman, there was, we talked about it and everything, and they were saying about how there could be some involvement with the Court of Owls. Noah hit me to that, and Rito also gave me a little insight of what that was, because I never knew anything of it. So they both referred me to a series by Scott Snyder of the Court of Owls and just a whole Batman 52 issue saga of events and whatnot. So out of the 52 issues, I've read all of the Court of Owls, Death of the Family, and a couple other things. So out of all 52 issues, I have read, I think I'm on 36 or 37 right now. So yeah, I'm damn near done with all 52 issues of that Batman saga. So it's interesting. There's still some things I need to go back and kind of backtrack and everything, because there's some elements that wasn't covered in previous issues that they reference. That's probably covered in another storyline somewhere else that I might journey down once I finish this 52 issues, which, I'll probably be in the 40s by night's end and everything. I could be potentially done with it tomorrow if I'm steadfast in my dedication. I am vengeance. I am the night. But yeah, I've also read the whole series run of Thor, God of Thunder. I've read all the story of about how Nick Fury wind up being black. So I read that whole saga of how we got a black Nick Fury. So I was interested in that story. Noah gave me the stories to read. I've read them all, and now I'm aware of how Nick Fury went from a white man to a black man. And then I've been kind of putting pins in things that I want to read later, because like of all of the characters that I know of that are my favorite, they have been the Punisher. They have been Blade. Black Panther is something recent, but the Punisher and Blade, Deadpool, those are 4 characters that I know nothing about within the realm of comic books. I only know of them because of the cinematic universe and things like that. So I want to dive into some good story arcs for these characters. And if you have any recommendations, I'm welcome to it. You can find me on Twitter at 3R Show. Hit me in the DMs. Just send me a message or something, or wherever you can find me on social media. Hell, hit up the website, randomrob.com, and give me some recommendations on some good stories. I'm not trying to get too deep in the weeds and whatnot, because me kind of wind up liking all these Marvel characters and some of the DC characters to an extent is because of the lack of knowledge I had of the comic books. You know, the cinematic universe is just all the knowledge that I have and had of all these characters, and I have enjoyed every single film, every single series or whatever. I know some are lacking in some departments. Some could have used a little more oomph or whatever, but I enjoy them all for the overall story that all these films and series are trying to tell. So I feel if I go too deep into the comics and I get the knowledge and, I bite the apple from the tree of knowledge, I'm going to know too much, and it's going to take away my enjoyment from, the cinematic stuff, because I'm going to be like, oh, they should have did this. Oh, that character doesn't look like that. Oh, they changed this here. I really don't want all that knowledge, but I know I'm going to gain it because these stories that I've been reading are freaking fantastic. And I'm just saying, I'm 40 years old now, and I'm just starting with the comics, and I'm just like, wow, I've been missing out on a lot of shit, but it be what it be. I don't know. I probably can't control myself. I'll get to reading some shit and I'll be like, oh, what about this? Oh, what about this? Oh, what about this? Falling down the rabbit hole of all kinds of things and stuff. So, who knows? We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together. Just shoot me some recommendations for some reads. I got DC Universe Unlimited. I have Marvel Unlimited and everything, and I got like Kindle and Comixology. So I'm well rounded. I can find just about anything to read. So hit me up. But that's it. That's all I got for you and everything. I appreciate you for giving me your ear and everything, supporting, just sticking it with your boy for all this time. And with that being said, I'll see you next time.